If I continue with my theory that Irv is a rat, the fact that he suggested to go there now, it can be to continue his map?
Optics and design.
Yes. You're too much of a big actor, you, for being nothing and meaning nothing inside of this world.
You two know each other?
We were just admiring some Lumen artwork together very briefly. Remember, we'll have those new anthem totes soon.
Hey, Tip, you got some business? You just out for a fucking stroll. Dylan. What? I think you guys are cool, and I'm just wondering what you're up to. It's rare seeing you out of your hole.
Well, we should get back. Can't leave the nest empty.
Good to see you, Owen, Dave. Those eggs look like shit.
If there is a big boss and we saw the face, you know, at the beginning of the company, like that.
Harmony, hello.
Can he be the boss, the big boss? You were the girl on television. I'm not sure that this board is real, exists.
The board would like you to speak first.
Oh, yes. Salutations. So the search for Kilmer continues. Not to be alarmist, but prior to his departure there were some troubling signs of possible reintegration.
Okay, you were afraid of that, you were suspecting that. Me, I suspect that for her.
Okay, so the board is conveying pretty strongly that the severance procedure is provenly irreversible.
We are quickly rekindling our yield down here with our nimble new refiner. And for what it's worth,
The board has concluded the call.
may I?
Goodbye, Harmony.
Harmony, that's your name? I never got it. Harmony. Okay.
Idea's nice. No, they're not. Nor do they share our values.
Which are?
Macro dads are clever and true, while O&D's more cruelty-centered.
How many departments are there?
Probably 30.
No one's quite sure.
I was asking the question, maybe you're just 10, you know, working there.
And that's why they keep us all
You
so
don't know.
apart.
We're here.
Perpetuity wing. And for Irv, it's everything.
Come now, children of my industry, and know the children of my blood.
Is the big boss? Okay, so I was wrong to suspect the other one
Jane,
from OND.
current CEO, remarkable man. All the center displays are for a past Egan CEO, but the whole back part is Kia.
It's a museum, that wing? The story of this company?
Death is near upon me, because people have begun to ask what I see as my life's great achievement. In my life, I have identified 4 components, which I call tempers.
I have some pity for you, Pity.
Woe, frolic, dread, malice. Each man's character is defined by the precise ratio that resides in him.
It's okay if you cry. She was 5 CEOs ago. It's an unnatural state for a person to have no history. History makes us someone.
Irv, you seem to show so much loyalty, and still I'm like,
I learned that I work for a company that has been actively caring for mankind. Look,
by creating
each
tips?
is a real smile from someone on the outside.
So what are we, like a dental company?
My point is you're part of a history now.
A noble one.
And that's so much more. She hasn't even seen the Kia part yet.
Jesus.
No, Kia.
It's his house?
Perfect replica.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty big.
The bedroom of Kia, just as he might have left it.
Ellie!
Uh-oh.
Ellie!
Again? Girl, there is only one elevator.
Jesus.
You took the paper with you. She wrote something on that paper.
This way, please, Elliot.
So maybe it worked, you know. Okay, finally you read what was written right there. I think that she managed to deliver a message, but none of the Mr. and Mrs. can take it. All of them, you know, I mean. And for you, it's gonna be who?
I'm truly sorry to see you here, Ellie.
Look, you seem like a smart person. Don't you see how fucked up this is? You can't
No,
keep...
no, Ellie. Hands on the table, please. I'm bringing up the compunction statement for Eliar.
What?
Read it.
I don't want to.
No. Do.
Forgive me for the harm I've caused this world.
None may atone for my actions but me, and only in me shall their stain live on. I am thankful to have been caught, my fall cut short by those with wizened hands. All I can be is sorry, and that is all I am.
She didn't mean it?
I'm afraid you don't mean it.
Excuse me?
Again, please.
All I can be is sorry, and that is all I am.
She's here as well.
Again.
Okay, that's what we call brainwashing. Can you live with the photo? You can't live with words, but maybe you can live with one of the photos. Something is gonna be written behind one. Pity or Herve? Pity. You kept it?
How many tokens? Candy or no tokens?
Bye bye, Jude. Ah! He's not there? Harmony is not following you, right? Would be bad. Pity.
Sir, sir, come here.
You got that? Stand up. Here, look at dispatch. I take that.
You're not gonna die! If someone is following you or watching you right there, maybe you were just right there to take, something for your car and you were shocked by what you saw and that's it. Oh, but you had the rope? You're afraid of them finding you? Finding that PT was here? Yes, we saw that he had a phone and that someone called him. Earl, tell me that it's Earl. Which one's certain that when I'm gonna edit this reaction video, so when I'm gonna rewatch this episode, I'm gonna have new thoughts, new theories coming like it was the case during the two first episodes, and I told you during the intro of this one, all of the theories and thoughts that I had in addition of the previous one. That's gonna be the same each time, like each time I'm gonna watch 2 episodes, each time I'm gonna tell you my first thoughts and my first theories, and you can be sure that when you're gonna see me again for a new session of binge watching, I'm gonna have new ones and maybe I'm gonna confirm or totally, hate the thoughts and theories that I had before. Like, everything can change between each session of binge watching because it's just the time that I need to rewatch the episode and to think again and more further, of each things. Okay. So many things, like why I still have that thought, that impression of a psychiatrist experience, with all of the Mr. and Mrs. being psychiatrists, being doctors, and all of the other ones being patients. And that procedure, it's a psychiatrist procedure, and after that they are continuing to work on these guys, like they are part of an experiment to forget things, like, I don't know. Again, it's just an impression, it's not a theory, because I'm pretty sure that I'm totally wrong with that. But the fact that they seem to keep an eye particularly on Mark and not on the other ones, like the boss lady, she's his neighbor, she's entering into his house, she's stealing stuff from him. That book, the brother-in-law, again, if at some point he's gonna talk about it to Mark, Mark is not gonna know what he's talking about. That candle, why did she take that candle? My first impression, it's to have it inside, of the office, to submit it to Mark and to see if the guy is gonna react or not. To trigger him with that going with the psychiatrist, with the therapy theory. Which is not a theory, it's just a weird thought. Why keeping that much an eye on Mark? Why worrying about him? Because in her own weird way, she's worried for Mark. She was looking at Mark again, drinking alcohol and all, and was like, oh no, Mark, what is happening to you? Okay, she was saying it with that droid face, that droid tone of voice, but at the end, she's worried about him. Harmony, that's her name? That's such a droid name. She's a fucking droid. PT losing his mind, or more having his mind losing him. I don't know how to say it, like the procedure to reverse, to change the severance clearly didn't function well, and he has trouble to put everything together. PT is totally lost and confused, clearly. And for sure, I want to say that his mind, you know, is lost in the sense that he's confusing his personal life and his work life. I want to say that. I want to think that he's putting into the present time memories from his work life, and everything is confusing for him because of that. But with how this show is built, is functioning, how can I know that it's functioning like that? And in fact, it's that. Who is telling me that what is presented as their personal life, the reality is truly the reality? How can you tell me that it's not just another universe? A virtual universe, I don't know, but how can I be sure of that? Because of Mark's family? Because we saw them living and doing stuff without anyone from the office being involved, so them, they are real. The fact that the fishes, we have one blue and one red, for sure I thought about Matrix, and it's a little detail, but it's a good one, you know, it's a good wink wink to all of that. The thing with Ellie who wants to get out, she had her request, dim night, she can't deal with that, she's still trying to get a message out by all manners. Mark knew about it and stopped her right on time, but she tried no matter what with that note, and for me she succeeded to get that note out. But she succeeded to do it, but she's not going to succeed to have her message delivered to the right person, in my opinion, because they have cameras inside of this office, so they saw her running and trying to do that, and all of the Mr. and Mrs., they know who they are, you know, I mean, they are the same person inside and outside, so they can just take that note, that message, and destroy it. For me, it's not gonna work at all. The fact that Earth wanted to visit that Perpetuity wing, how he was acting during the entire tour of that museum and all, for sure you want to think that he's the most loyal guy to that company. He would be a perfect chief. He's so loyal, he's so obedient, you know, obeying to all of the rules, all of the principles of that company, all of that. Me, I still believe that he's a rat, a mole, because of the dirt, because that existed, because of his reactions when we're mentioning PT, because of that sentence, you know, what's for dinner tonight, I have the impression that it's a code to me. Because of plenty of things like that, I don't know. Like, for example, for me, maybe he wanted to visit the Perpetuity wing to put it on the map. We don't know. We learned a little more about the story of that company, and I want to believe that the story which was told into that museum is real, but maybe not. But I want to think that it's the real one. See, I'm not saying anymore I think, or it is, I want to think. Do you understand the difference? Oh, really? So Ellie went into the break room. She had the same treatment than PT and maybe Mark, but we didn't see it. It's clearly a brainwashing situation. I'm wondering about getting out of it, or that break room. Do they remember that or not? Do they remember what they lived into that break room? That I'm not sure again of it. The OT department, I thought the first time that the guy intervened, but I thought that, oh okay, it's a good little cameo, you know, inside of the show. That guy is such a great actor, that's really cool that he came only to play that little role, you know, that little 5-10 minutes inside of the show. So cool, so nice of him. the fact that he came back into this episode, so it means that we're gonna have him during the entire show. It's weird. It means that he's more important than what it seems. I'm not buying the fact that it's just OD departments that are doing these little things. Can he be the big boss? Apparently he's not. According to the museum, he's not. Can he be the big boss? The map that Mark found, you know, behind the photo, I want to think that it's Petey's map. We can't be sure of it. It can be, in fact, Earth's map, because of the fact that Mark, you took all of the photos, you put them right there, you took them and all. You can't remember which photo was on what desk, so you can't be sure for certain that it was Petey's one. And Petey, we saw him writing the map, you know, even into his work memory. It was on a yellow paper, it was not on the photo. If I'm continuing with that theory that Earth is another rat mole inside, I would say that it's him calling him, you know, calling Petey right there at the end on that phone. I'm pretty sure that I forgot things, you know, which happened during this episode and that I wanted to talk about. Again, if it's the case, I'm gonna put that on the notes, you know, on my phone, and we're gonna talk about it during the intros. Not of the next episode that I'm gonna watch right now, but the one after that, so, you know, beginning of the next session of binge watching. I'm gonna stop this review right now. Remember that if you want all of my reactions and my thoughts to the entire episode, it's on my Patreon through the level 3, a longer reaction part with the level 2. I'm saying that because, you know, I think that for the versions of these videos for YouTube, I'm forced to cut, you know, a lot of things. So maybe sometimes I'm not putting one theory, one thought that I had. I'm cutting it for the YouTube version because during the editing I have the impression that it's not that important and it's okay to cut it. I'm keeping it for Patreon versions, you know, but for YouTube I'm forced to cut it. But in fact, maybe in 3 or 4 episodes, what I cut for the YouTube version, it's gonna be so important. And me, I can't know about it yet, and it's only people, you know, from Patreon who knew that I noticed that thing or how I reacted, what I thought of that moment. Do you understand what I mean? I think that for a show like that, it's really important, in fact, to have the versions of the videos that I post on Patreon. To have everything, you know, because everything is important. And each little and big thing is important, but I can't know what is big in fact. Maybe it's things that I consider as little and I'm cutting for the YouTube video. Okay, I'm gonna watch the next episode right now for you. It's gonna be on another video that you can already have on Patreon if you can be interested. It's all for you for this video and it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye. I'm gonna make 20-minute intros at some point for this show. I can feel it.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Crazy.